listening to The Announcer's Table with Daryl and Ian. This podcast is presented by RingIcon.com, the social networking site for wrestlers, fans, promoters, and everything indie wrestling. Log on today and create your profile, and as always, enjoy the show.
Hey guys, it's Ian.
I'm Daryl.
And this is The Announcer's Table presented by RingIcon.com. And today is Tuesday, so that means it's Gimmick Builder. But we're not doing quite a Gimmick Builder. We're switching it up to more of a manager/valet builder.
Yeah. If you watched the show yesterday, we talked about titles and how to deal with them in the promotions and to stop calling them United States titles, Intercontinental titles, and World Heavyweight titles. It doesn't make sense if it's only your promotion, so get creative. Today we're going to talk, it didn't really translate into Gimmick Builder, so we're going to do, like you said, the Manager Valet Builder, and then we're going to talk about your job, like your duties as a manager and valet, what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I think it's more generally a what you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, because...
well,
I'll give an example. I was at a show. They had me come in. I was their special announcer, whatever, and they had this one valet. She was a heel. She walked out the person she was valet, and then she walked right to the corner post, just leaned right up against it. It was just like standing there, and I'm like, seriously.
Yeah.
And so I walked up to her, and I said, "It's your job to get these fans to hate your wrestler. So start antagonizing the fans."
Yeah.
And then, so she started talking a little more, but it just wasn't.
Right.
And so I said something to the promoter after the show, and told him, I'm like, I might want to talk to her on what the rules of a valet/manager are when they're out at the ring side. So, let's talk about heels first.
Right.
Okay. If you're a heel manager, valet, they're one and the same pretty much. It depends on who you ask. They will tell a completely different story.
Yeah.
I got jumped on by this girl one time because, she said she was a manager and not a valet. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
my opinion, I don't really think there's much of a difference.
Don't take offense if we call it a manager or a valet. It doesn't matter, male or female. Doesn't matter. You're out there to support your wrestler, heel or babyface. Doesn't matter. But as a heel, what do you think the number one thing you need to do as a valet manager?
The number one thing you need to do as valet manager when you're out there as a heel is you need to be antagonizing the crowd for your wrestler.
Yeah.
All right. You need to, if the spots call for it and they have called for it, you need to interact in the match. For simple, if
distraction.
Yeah, like distraction for the referees. Tripping the babyface wrestler only if they call for that spot. Don't just take it upon yourself to reach up and trip somebody. They need to call for it. So you need to know that's what you're doing, which 9 times out of 10, anytime I've managed, I've known exactly what move was coming, when I needed to hit my move on them, and stuff like that. If you're a girl and the baby comes out, you need to... Well, even as a manager, period, if you're a heel and the baby comes out, you need to go the other way.
Yeah.
Period. Okay, because, that one girl I was talking about, the baby came out and she just kind of stood there. And I'm like,
yeah,
move your butt. What are you doing? So, especially if there's going to be a foreign object, 9 times out of 10, the wrestler's going to have it on them already. And then they're going to toss it out, so you need to scoop it and try and hide it from the referee, but let the fans see what you're doing, so they can start yelling at the referee and start yelling at you, and all that's going to do is help get yourself and your wrestler over.
Oh yeah.
As far as being hated.
Yeah.
So you want to, you want to yell at the fans. You want to be like, shut up, especially if they're starting to chant for the baby. You shut up, da 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 da. Stuff like that. You want to kind of, antagonize them is what you want to do. What do you have to say?
For heels, that's it, man. Just get the crowd to hate your wrestler. not as much hate you as the valet or manager, but I mean that's part of it. You're gonna get heat, but you want the heat to be on the wrestler because a manager or valet is there to support the wrestler.
Yeah, so you want to be like, so and so's gonna whoop, he's the best, or just whatever. Right. You want to, like, when you're antagonizing, you want to talk about how great your person is.
Right.
You don't want to be talking about yourself.
Right.
And please, dear God, don't take anything the fans say personal.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially if you're overweight, they're gonna tear you up. They're gonna make fun of that. Don't take it personal. It's all part of the gimmick. And if you can't handle it, the hell out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's part of the show, and they are going to have personal attacks on you, but I mean that's what you're going to have to expect as, even as a baby face. You're going to get some people that say some nasty things, but that's just being in the public eye no matter what you are. So, for heel, that just make the focus about your guy or your girl as a wrestler. You need to build up that character and build up your relationship with that character. So that's pretty much it for the heel side of things. For the baby side of things, it's the not complete opposite, but it's the other way around of, you need to be cheering on your baby face, and you need to be getting the crowd to cheer for your baby face, and you always need a smile on your face, and you always need to be happy. You don't need to be a sad or angry looking valet or manager.
You need to be cheerful.
You need to be the most joyful person so that it goes through you to your wrestler.
Because you're almost a cheerleader in a sense. You need to be slapping the ring when your guy's down. You need to be slapping that ring, okay, in a good cadence that gets the audience, and they'll start clapping their hands.
Yeah.
To whatever cadence you're hitting, they'll start clapping.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to kind of do it at a normal cadence, like because that's kind of how most normal people clap. And then as they start clapping, you can start hitting faster. They kind of get more excited. They'll start clapping faster, and that's what you'll start noticing because you'll have to watch when to do it. Especially like, say in instance, the heel has the baby like a sleeper hold. You start off that slow cadence.
Yeah.
All right, and then you start getting faster, and then he's going to start feeding off that, and he's going to start, pumping himself up to break the move and stuff like that. So it's almost like y'all are working together. It's like a dance, okay, and which that goes with psychology, which we're going to be talking about in the next couple of weeks. All right, you got to have that good psychology and how to read everything and how to tell that story and how to get the fans involved. So it's very important, as a baby manager, valet, get the audience and say, come on, like pump them up and get the audience cheering for them, because that's what you want.
Right.
That's what your job is, and then your job is to try and yell at the other, if there's a heel, whatever, but also then again, if the heel comes out, you need to move.
Right.
All right. Your job isn't, as a wrestler, your job isn't to stand up. I mean, like, I was a heel manager. All right. But, I was bigger than a lot of the wrestlers, that came out. And I still had to kind of get out of the way. You need to
get out of the way because as a manager, you're not supposed to have the wrestling ability of a wrestler. I mean, no matter what, you are inferior in a fight, no matter if you think you are. I mean, even if personally you say, I could take that dude, but as a manager, you always should have the mentality of, that's a wrestler. I should be fearful of what they could do to me.
Because when I was a heel manager, everything has to hurt me worse than it hurts the wrestlers.
Right.
So I remember I got punched in the face one time on an apron, and I fell into a bunch of chairs.
Right.
And so I had to sell that a lot more, and then, my team kind of left me, and the babies kind of walked by and just started beating the hell out of me again, and my team had to come back out and rescue me. So I had to sell it a lot more, right. So if you do get hit, as a heel manager or valet, you need to really sell it a lot more than what you would as a wrestler, because you're supposed to be kind of weaker.
One thing I do want to hit on that kind of drives me nuts sometimes.
What's that?
Is female managers or valets bucking up to the men wrestlers. It really irks me. Because I guess the whole thing of a man can't hit a woman or shouldn't hit a woman. Obviously, you never want that to happen.
Yeah.
And even in a show or anything like that, you don't want that to happen. So, as a woman valet, don't put it in that perspective of unless that's part of the storyline, that's built up. Don't take it upon yourself to say, I'm a tough woman. I can buck up to these
That's not
wrestlers.
your job.
Yeah,
Not as a valet or manager.
right. Unless that's called for by the booker, for you to do that.
Yeah, unless it's part of the story.
Right.
Don't do it. Do not just improv the situation. Don't do it because that could.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with if there are two managers or valets out there, even a male and a female, baby heel, try to avoid each other, keep on different sides of the ring. The heel might talk more trash or come closer, but never get within, ring distance of each other to really get the crowd.
Especially if you're too female.
Yeah, because the crowd is going to, unless that's part of the story, the crowd is going to divert their attention to the outside of the ring, to the valets or the managers when the story is being told inside the ring.
Yeah, because you got to remember, it's not about you.
Exactly. If you want to become a wrestler, that's when you become a wrestler. You know what I mean? That takes time, and moving from a manager or valet position to a wrestler, if that's your goal, when you get to that point and you're in the ring wrestling, then you can make it about yourself. But in the meantime, as a manager or valet, your job is to support what's going on inside the ring.
Absolutely. So just remember that. Just remember to focus on what's going on. Help tell the story. Help get the crowd either to hate your guy more or to love your guy more, depending on what side you're on.
Right.
So I don't really have anything else.
That's pretty much it. I feel like we've thrown a lot at you with the manager valet thing. Just remember, one, to have fun with it. I feel like we got really serious with you. But one, have fun with it. But two, just remember to always boost what happens inside the ring and keep yourself as a secondary to build up the story.
Absolutely.
And don't do anything crazy unless you have the booker's permission.
Yeah, unless it calls for it in the story.
Right. So that's pretty much it for managers valets, I think, for now. I'm sure we'll come up with more stuff eventually. But, tune in next time. So, see ya.